Hello everybody, a long time no see, but I'm back, well, today anyway. So today we have a Nissan X-Trail and it's a DCI engine. So I'll show you the engine bay here. So it's a 2.2, I think they call this the DT or the DY engine. And it's a T30 as the engine code, I think that's what they call this one. So it's a friend of mine has just went and bought it. And his complaint is a long crank. It does start but a high idle, so I'll let you hear it. You can see they've done a few things to it. New fuel filter, can't remember, so it's got some new hoses here, new hoses there as well. So he just bought it, said he got it for a bargain price, but I think after this diagnosis he'll need it for a bargain price. So I'll let you hear it first of all. I'll just let you watch the clocks. So key on, crank her over. So you see it eventually starts. The idles actually came down a bit. When you start it for cold, it's up to 1500 RPM. So you can see it's rough, and I'll let you see smoke as well, you can smell it. Although it's not too bad at the moment. There's alright. So I pulled codes on it and there was what came in. I'll just put this thing off. Crankshaft position sensor. Now I had originally came to it and the code was there, so I just said to him, I think he just bought it the other day, I said I hope this one doesn't come back. But it took a long while to come back. I think it was 4 or 5 turns of putting the ignition on and then cranking it so make it come back. So eventually it did come back, but I never actually done that initially. I left it, so I had the hotel on it first of all. But you can see here on the hotel, I created all these codes, series EGR, but you can see this one. The cam crank relation, so that would be the correlation. P016, so to me that's a biggie. So I believe on this engine I think the timing's jumped, and I think that's caused the high idle speed. And also I'll let you see this, it's also got high pressure. I've never seen it. It's almost like diesel coming up from the tank, but I'll let you see this pressure. So this is going to data. Let's get this thing up. Right, let's see. We're sitting here at idle. Well, it's off idle right enough, but still it's about 400 odd bar. So I've seen it at 500 bar, so that's far too high. So you can see there we go. Fuel rail pressure in megapascals 44, so that equates to 440 bar, which I've only ever seen a car at idle at 280 to 300. In fact, some of them are under that. So what I think's happened here is because the crank and the cam's out, it's got confused about the pressure within the computer and it's pumped up the pressure. So let's see if it's came back yet. Codes only. So I think the only solution to this is to check the timing on it, because I believe it's got a code for the crankshaft sensor, but I believe that's working all right. It's actually just ignoring the camshaft sensor and making the thing start, so that's why it's got a prolonged start. I'll prove that to you. There you go, that one comes back, but I think we're going to get a P016 eventually. So what we'll do here, I'll put that key off at the moment and I'll go and disconnect the camshaft sensor, and just to prove that the crankshaft is working. So it's hard to see, it's underneath here. I'll disconnect it and let you see the multi-plug. There we go, that's the camshaft sensor. So 3 pins, we only know it's a sensor if it's got 3 pins. Well, right enough, some of them can be 2 pins, but it lies underneath there, so I'll let you see that. There's the wiring colours, green, yellow and green, red. So that's the camshaft sensor. So let's go and crank it, and it's exactly the same to start. It will start without the camshaft, believe it or not. So we'll crank her over. Actually starts a wee bit better, and idle speed's a little lower, so we'll just see what codes come back. So to me that proves that the crankshaft sensor's working no bother at all. In fact, I should actually scope that sensor to see if we've got an output. In fact, I'll go back into the hotel, it shows you an RPM. Well, I think that sensor's working okay. So there you go, we come up a P0340, so that sensor's working fine, but let's see if it's done anything to the fuel pressure. We hit completely ignoring that sensor. Although see, the idle speed is starting to come back up. So let's see if it's done anything to pressure. No, the fuel rail pressure is still exactly the same. 44, which is high. There's the crank RPM, so you can see it's reading the crankshaft sensor perfectly well, so I believe it's a correlation between the two that's causing this problem. In fact, I'll put the little hotel on and let you see that. So there you go. I've got the camshaft sensor disconnected, and alright enough, that's the crankshaft. That's the reading. I thought it was one was a crank and one was a cam, so they should read exactly the same. But you don't get much PIDs on this because it's an older vehicle. Let's see if there's anything else. No. So we'll plug that sensor back in. See if we get anything for that. That's it, plugged back in. Let's go back and see if the code disappears. Codes only. Oh dear. Oh, I'm even on this one, sorry. Switch that scan tools. See if it makes any difference. No. Read codes. Crank sensor. I'll scope that sensor out, see what it looks like. So there you go. There's the scope pattern. A good 0 to, I think that's 0 to 5 volts there. Pause that. There we go, so there's the signal there, so cursor 1's 0.45, 0.43, that a wee bit high? In fact, it wouldn't actually matter because it crosses threshold, so that would be good enough. So at the bottom, you can see that the cursor's at the bottom there, so it's like half a volt, and then the top one, oops, see, it's at 5 volts, so it's 5 volts to ground, although it's not the way to ground, it's into half a volt, but you think that'd still be good enough. And actually when I connected the sensor back in, the engine cut out. So what I think is happening, I think it's just completely ignoring the camshaft sensor. I think it's a jump timing chain. Anyway, I'll let you see how we got on with this one. Cheers.